In the gleaming towers of corporate ambition, where polished surfaces reflected perfect smiles and tailored suits, there existed an unspoken code, a silent judgment that weighed appearance against ability, often finding the latter wanting if the former didn't fit a predetermined mold. She knew this code intimately. Every interview, every fleeting glance, every polite but distant smile whispered the same story. You don't quite fit. They saw her generous frame before they saw her sharp mind, her steady hands, her unwavering dedication. They saw what she wasn't, never what she truly was. But what if the most vital gears of a company weren't turned by the swiftest, the slimmest, or the most outwardly glamorous? What if the true architect of success moved with a different kind of grace, building trust and solving problems in the quiet corners others overlooked? She was about to step into a world that judged her by the cover, but she carried a story within that would redefine every expectation. Could one woman's quiet competence shatter a culture obsessed with superficiality? And what hidden strengths would she unleash to prove that true professionalism has no size limit? If this powerful opening has already captured your heart and curiosity, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Your support helps this channel grow and allows us to bring more deeply human and inspiring narratives like this one to life. Thank you. The city skyline, a jagged symphony of glass and steel, shimmered under the relentless summer sun. Below, the streets of downtown buzzed with the frantic energy of ambition, a constant, churning current of people in a hurry. Eleanor Ellie Vance navigated this urban river with a quiet determination, her sensible shoes making soft thuds on the pavement. She was a woman of substantial build, her frame generous and solid, carrying her height with a natural grace. Her dark, curly hair was pulled back in a neat bun, and her simple, professional dress, though impeccably clean and pressed, was chosen for comfort and practicality, rather than to conform to fleeting fashion trends. Ellie knew the unspoken narrative that often accompanied her size in the corporate world. She wasn't the image of the sleek, agile professional often portrayed in advertisements or company brochures. She was aware of the subtle glances, the polite but distant smiles, the way conversations sometimes shifted when she entered a room. But beneath her calm exterior beat the heart of a fiercely intelligent, meticulously organized, and profoundly dedicated professional. She was quite simply exceptional at what she did. Her journey to this point had been a series of quiet battles. Years of administrative work, honing her skills in organization, communication, and problem-solving, had made her indispensable in every role she'd held. Yet, every job search, every interview, felt like a replay of the same frustrating script. Thank you for coming in, Ms. Vance, Ms. Cassandra, Cassie, Bell, the impeccably dressed HR manager at Thorn Innovations, said, her smile polite, but not quite reaching her eyes. Cassie was a woman who embodied corporate polish, slender, sharp, with not a hair out of place. We'll be in touch. Ellie had heard those words countless times. She knew what Cassie saw first. Her size, not her meticulously crafted resume, not her glowing references, not her years of experience managing complex schedules and high-pressure situations. It was a silent, insidious form of prejudice, one that rarely manifested in overt discrimination, but in 1,000 subtle rejections. I know I don't have a model's body, Ellie had said in one particularly frustrating interview, her voice steady despite the tremor in her hands, but I'm the best at what I do. Give me a chance, and I'll prove it. The interviewer had smiled, nodded, and then, predictably, never called back. Thorn Innovations was her latest hope. A cutting-edge tech firm, known for its innovative software solutions, it was a fast-paced, high-stakes environment. Ellie had applied for the executive assistant position to the CEO, Mr. Julian Thorn. The job description was demanding, requiring exceptional organizational skills, discretion, and the ability to anticipate needs before they arose. It was a role Ellie knew she was born for. The interview process at Thorn was rigorous. First, a battery of online tests, typing speed, software proficiency, logical reasoning, which Ellie aced. Then, a phone interview with Cassie Bell, where Ellie's articulate responses and detailed examples of problem-solving shone through. Finally, the in-person interview. Cassie Bell greeted Ellie in the sleek, minimalist lobby of Thorn Tower. The building itself was a monument to modern corporate aesthetics. Polished concrete, vast glass panels, and abstract art adorning the walls. Cassie's initial polite smile seemed to tighten slightly as her gaze swept over Ellie. The interview with Cassie was professional, but Ellie could feel the unspoken assessment. Cassie focused heavily on company culture, client-facing image, and representing the brand. Ellie answered each question with poise, emphasizing her proven track record, her ability to manage high-pressure situations, and her unwavering commitment to excellence. "And how do you handle the fast-paced environment here, Ms. Vance?" Cassie asked, her eyes lingering on Ellie's frame. "Our executives move very quickly." Ellie met her gaze directly. "My pace is deliberate, Ms. Bell, but my efficiency is unmatched. I anticipate needs, I organize proactively, and I ensure that every detail is handled with precision. Speed without accuracy leads to mistakes. I prevent mistakes." Cassie's expression remained unreadable. "Very well. Mr. Thorne will see you now, Mr." Julian Thorne was a man who exuded power and precision. Lean, impeccably dressed, with sharp, intelligent eyes that missed nothing. His office, high above the city, offered a panoramic view, a testament to his success. He greeted Ellie with a firm handshake, his gaze direct and assessing. "Ms. Vance," Mr. Thorne began, his voice calm but authoritative. "Your resume is impressive. Your test scores are exceptional. But this role requires more than just technical skill. It requires a certain presence, an ability to represent Thorne innovations at the highest level." His eyes, too, seemed to linger for a fraction of a second on her size. Ellie felt the familiar sting, but she refused to let it show. This was her moment. "Mr. Thorne," she said, her voice clear and steady, "I understand the importance of representation, but I believe true representation comes from competence, reliability, and the ability to drive results. I may not fit a conventional model's body, but I am the best at what I do. I am meticulous, discreet, and I can anticipate your needs before you even voice them. I will ensure your schedule runs flawlessly, your communications are pristine, and your office operates with unparalleled efficiency. I will be an asset that you will quickly find indispensable." Julian Thorne leaned back in his chair, a flicker of surprise, perhaps even grudging respect in his eyes. He had heard countless candidates boast, but Ellie's quiet confidence, her directness, and her unwavering belief in her own abilities were disarming. He saw the fire in her eyes, the steel beneath the calm. After a long pause, he said, "Very well, Ms. Vance. We'll offer you a 2-week trial period. Prove your worth. Starting Monday." Ellie felt a surge of triumph. A trial period was unusual for an executive assistant, a clear indication of his reservations, but it was a foot in the door, a chance. If Ellie's determination to prove her worth against unspoken judgments is inspiring you, please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your engagement helps us continue to share these powerful and uplifting stories. Monday morning, Ellie arrived at Thorne Tower an hour early. She wanted to familiarize herself with the office layout, the coffee machine, the nuances of the environment before the day's chaos began. Her workspace was a sleek, modern desk outside Mr. Thorne's expansive office, overlooking the bustling open-plan floor. Her first interactions with colleagues were a mix of polite curiosity and subtle skepticism. Mr. Marcus Sterling, a marketing executive known for his sharp suits and even sharper wit, offered a breezy, "Welcome to the jungle," as he passed, his eyes doing a quick, dismissive sweep. Ms. Olivia Hayes, a project manager with an air of effortless chic, offered a tight smile and a brief, "Good morning," before turning back to her phone, clearly uninterested. Ellie, however, was undeterred. She immersed herself in her tasks. She organized Mr. Thorne's notoriously complex digital calendar, identifying conflicting appointments and proactively suggesting solutions. She streamlined his email inbox, flagging urgent messages and drafting concise responses. She learned the names of his key clients, their preferences, and the intricacies of their ongoing projects. On her second day, a minor crisis erupted. A crucial presentation for a major investor, Mr. Robert Rob Maxwell, was scheduled for that afternoon, but the projector in the main boardroom malfunctioned. Panic rippled through the office. Olivia Hayes frantically called IT, while Marcus Sterling fretted about the impression it would make. Ellie, observing the chaos, calmly walked over to the projector. She didn't call IT. Instead, she methodically checked the cables, the power source, and the input settings. Within minutes, she identified a loose HDMI cable, reconnected it, and the projector flickered to life. "There you go," she said, a small, knowing smile on her face. "Sometimes it's the simplest solution." Marcus and Olivia stared at her, dumbfounded. "How did you—" Marcus began. "Years of troubleshooting various office equipment," Ellie replied simply. "It's often just a loose connection." Later that day, Mr. Thorne called Ellie into his office. "Ms. Vance," he said, a hint of surprise in his voice. "I heard about the projector. Good work. Saved us a lot of time and potential embarrassment." "Thank you, Mr. Thorne," Ellie replied, her posture impeccable. "I believe in being proactive." Julian Thorne merely nodded, but Ellie could sense a subtle shift in his demeanor. The initial skepticism seemed to have softened, replaced by a flicker of curiosity. If Ellie's quick thinking and problem-solving skills are impressing you, please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your engagement helps us continue to share these powerful and uplifting stories. The trial period continued, and Ellie consistently exceeded expectations. She anticipated Mr. Thorne's needs with uncanny accuracy, often having documents ready before he even asked for them. She managed his travel arrangements flawlessly, navigating complex international itineraries with ease. She handled difficult client calls with a calm professionalism that diffused tension and built rapport. One afternoon, a particularly irate client, Mr. Maxwell, called, demanding to speak to Mr. Thorne immediately. His voice was loud, his tone aggressive. Mr. Thorne was in a critical, unmissable meeting. Ellie, without missing a beat, calmly took the call. "Good afternoon, Mr. Maxwell. This is Eleanor Vance, Mr. Thorne's executive assistant. Mr. Thorne is currently in a meeting, but I'd be happy to assist you or take a message. Perhaps I can help resolve your issue." Mr. Maxwell, initially dismissive, found himself disarmed by Ellie's calm, authoritative tone. She listened patiently as he vented his frustrations about a software glitch, asking clarifying questions, and taking detailed notes. She didn't make excuses. She offered solutions. "I understand your frustration, Mr. Maxwell," Ellie said, her voice empathetic but firm. "I've documented your concerns thoroughly. I will personally ensure this is escalated to our senior technical team, and I will follow up with you directly within the hour with an update. You have my word." By the end of the call, Mr. Maxwell's anger had subsided, replaced by a grudging respect. He thanked Ellie for her professionalism and hung up. When Mr. Thorne emerged from his meeting, Ellie presented him with a concise summary of Mr. Maxwell's issue, the steps she had taken, and the proposed resolution. Julian Thorne looked at her, a genuine look of admiration in his eyes. "Ms. Vance," he said, "Mr. Maxwell just called me. He didn't complain. He praised your handling of the situation. Said you were the most professional person he'd spoken to all day. You diffused a potential crisis." Ellie simply nodded. "My priority is to ensure the smooth operation of your office and the satisfaction of our clients, Mr. Thorne." Julian Thorne paused. Then a small smile touched his lips. "Indeed. It seems you're more than living up to your promise, Ms. Vance." The 2-week trial period ended, and there was no further discussion. Ellie simply continued her work, now with an unspoken understanding that she was a permanent fixture. Cassie Bell, the HR manager, still maintained a professional distance, but her glances at Ellie now held a flicker of something akin to curiosity, perhaps even respect. Marcus Sterling, the marketing executive, started greeting Ellie with a more genuine smile, occasionally asking for her input on logistical matters. Olivia Hayes, however, remained aloof, seemingly unwilling to acknowledge Ellie's growing influence. Ellie knew the battle wasn't over. The corporate world was still obsessed with appearances, and her size would always be the first thing some people saw. But she had proven, in her quiet, unwavering way, that true professionalism was about substance, not superficiality. She was building trust, solving problems, and carrying the company through its toughest days, one meticulously organized task at a time. She was the unseen architect, laying the foundation for a new definition of success at Thorne Innovations. And this was just the beginning. Ellie is proving herself indispensable, one challenge at a time. If you're cheering for her to continue redefining professionalism, please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your engagement helps us continue to share these powerful and uplifting stories. The initial 2-week trial period had quietly morphed into a permanent fixture, an unspoken acknowledgement of Eleanor Ellie Vance's indispensable value at Thorne Innovations. The sleek, modern office outside Mr. Julian Thorne's door had become her command center, a place where chaos was tamed and efficiency reigned. Ellie moved through her days with the same deliberate grace, her mind a finely tuned machine, anticipating needs, solving problems, and orchestrating the complex symphony of a high-stakes tech company. Julian Thorne, once skeptical, now relied on Ellie with an almost unconscious ease. He found himself turning to her not just for scheduling or correspondence, but for insights, for solutions to logistical puzzles, for a calm, rational perspective amidst the daily corporate maelstrom. He would often find himself saying, "Ellie, what do you think about this?" Or, "Can you handle this, Ellie?" A testament to his growing trust. Her colleagues, however, were a different story. Mr. Marcus Sterling, the marketing executive, had shed much of his initial dismissiveness. He now sought Ellie's advice on event planning logistics, appreciating her meticulous attention to detail and her ability to foresee potential pitfalls. "Ellie, you're a lifesaver," he'd often say, a genuine smile replacing his earlier superficiality. "How do you keep track of everything?" Ms. Olivia Hayes, the project manager, remained a bastion of cool detachment. She would nod curtly when Ellie offered assistance, but rarely engaged in casual conversation. Ellie often caught Olivia's gaze lingering on her, a flicker of something unreadable in her eyes, perhaps envy, perhaps continued judgment, or simply a deep-seated adherence to the superficial corporate image. Ellie knew that for some, her competence would never fully eclipse her size. It was a constant, quiet battle against ingrained biases. Cassie Bell, the HR manager, maintained a professional distance, but Ellie noticed a subtle shift. Cassie's reports on Ellie's performance were consistently glowing, reflecting the undeniable positive impact she had on Mr. M. Thorne's productivity and the overall office flow. Yet the warmth that Ellie often extended was rarely reciprocated. It was as if Cassie acknowledged Ellie's skill, but couldn't quite reconcile it with her own preconceived notions of what a top-tier executive assistant should look like. Ellie, however, was not easily deterred. Her focus remained on her work, on the tangible results she produced. She took pride in every perfectly organized file, every smoothly executed meeting, every client interaction that ended with a satisfied tone. She knew her worth, even if others were slow to recognize it beyond the surface. One morning, Mr. Daniel Dan Carter, the company's director of finance, approached Ellie's desk, a furrow in his brow. Dan was a man of numbers, pragmatic and direct. "Ellie," he began, "I need your help. We're having significant issues with our expense reporting system. It's clunky, prone to errors, and our team is spending far too much time on manual reconciliation. It's costing us a fortune in lost productivity." Ellie listened intently. "What kind of issues, Mr. Carter?" "Everything," Dan sighed. "Receipt uploads fail, categories are misassigned, approvals get lost in the system. It's a mess. We've tried training, but the system itself is just inefficient. I need someone to deep dive into the process, identify the bottlenecks, and propose a solution. I've heard you have a knack for streamlining." This was beyond her typical administrative duties, a clear sign of the growing trust in her problem-solving abilities. "I can certainly take a look, Mr. Carter," Ellie replied, a spark of challenge in her eyes. "Give me access to the system and the relevant data. I'll see what I can find." If Ellie's growing reputation for problem-solving is intriguing you, please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your engagement helps us continue to share these powerful and uplifting stories. Ellie dove into the expense reporting system with the same meticulousness she applied to Mr. Thorne's schedule. She spent hours analyzing workflows, identifying common errors, and interviewing employees from various departments about their pain points. She discovered that the system, while robust in theory, was poorly implemented and lacked intuitive user interfaces. The training provided was inadequate, and there was no clear channel for troubleshooting. Her desk, usually pristine, became a temporary war room, adorned with flowcharts, sticky notes, and printouts of data. She worked late, fueled by strong coffee and an unwavering desire to fix what was broken. She saw the problem not just as a technical glitch, but as a human one, a system that frustrated employees and wasted valuable time. During this period, a new junior assistant, Ms. Sofia Rodriguez, joined the team. Sofia was bright, eager, but overwhelmed by the fast-paced environment. She was assigned to assist Ellie with general office tasks, and Ellie immediately took her under her wing. "Sophia," Ellie explained patiently, showing her how to organize digital files. "The key here isn't just to put things away. It's to create a system that makes them easy to find later. Think ahead. Anticipate what someone might need." Sophia watched Ellie with wide, admiring eyes. "You're so organized, Ellie. I feel like I'm always playing catch-up." "It comes with practice," Ellie smiled, "and a lot of patience. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be afraid to take your time to do things right the first time. Speed isn't always efficiency." Ellie's mentorship of Sophia was gentle but firm, instilling in her the same values of thoroughness and proactive thinking. Sophia quickly blossomed under Ellie's guidance, becoming more confident and capable. After 2 weeks of intense analysis, Ellie presented her findings to Dan Carter. She didn't just point out problems. She offered concrete, actionable solutions. She proposed a phased approach. First, a simplified visual guide for common tasks. Second, a dedicated internal troubleshooting channel, managed by a trained assistant, Sophia, with further training. And third, a recommendation for a more user-friendly software upgrade in the long term, complete with a cost-benefit analysis. Dan Carter listened, his initial skepticism slowly replaced by awe. "Ellie," he said, leaning forward, "this is comprehensive. You've identified issues we've been struggling with for months, and your solutions are incredibly practical. The cost savings from reduced manual labor alone would be substantial." He looked at her, a genuine smile spreading across his face. "You truly are the best at what you do, Ellie. Thank you." The implementation of Ellie's proposed solutions began immediately, with Sophia Rodriguez taking on the role of the primary troubleshooting assistant, trained by Ellie. The impact was almost immediate. Employee frustration decreased, error rates plummeted, and the finance department saw a significant increase in productivity. If Ellie's ability to solve complex corporate problems is impressing you, please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your engagement helps us continue to share these powerful and uplifting stories. Ellie's success with the expense reporting system did not go unnoticed. Julian Thorne was particularly impressed, seeing the direct impact on the company's bottom line. He began to delegate even more strategic tasks to Ellie, trusting her judgment implicitly. However, not everyone was pleased. Olivia Hayes, who had always prided herself on her efficiency and strategic thinking, seemed to view Ellie's rising influence with thinly veiled resentment. She saw Ellie's administrative role expanding into areas she considered her own domain. One afternoon, a critical client proposal, meticulously crafted by Olivia's team, was due to be sent to a potential new investor, Mr. Richard Vance, no relation to Ellie. The proposal contained sensitive financial data and required absolute precision. Olivia, under immense pressure, had accidentally attached an outdated version of a key financial report to the final presentation email. She hit send. Then a moment later, her eyes widened in horror as she realized her mistake. The wrong numbers could jeopardize the entire deal. Panic seized her. She frantically tried to recall the email, but it was too late. "Oh my God," Olivia whispered, her face pale. "I sent the wrong report. The entire deal is ruined." Ellie, who had been quietly organizing Mr. Thorne's schedule nearby, heard the distress in Olivia's voice. "What happened, Olivia?" she asked calmly. Olivia, on the verge of tears, explained the situation. "The wrong financial report. It's outdated. Mr. Thorne will kill me. The company will lose millions." Ellie didn't panic. Her mind raced, analyzing the situation. "Did you send it to Mr. Vance directly, or through a general client email?" "Directly to Mr. Richard Vance," Olivia stammered. "Okay," Ellie said, her voice steady. "Is there a correct version of the report available?" "Yes, it's on the shared drive, but it's too late. He's probably already seen it," Olivia wailed. Ellie quickly accessed the shared drive, located the correct report, and then, with practiced speed, drafted a concise professional email. "Olivia," she said, "we can send a follow-up email immediately. Acknowledge the error gracefully, apologize for the oversight, and attach the correct version. Frame it as ensuring accuracy for a critical partnership." "But he'll see the mistake," Olivia cried. "He'll see our professionalism in correcting it immediately," Ellie countered, her eyes firm. "And he'll see that we value accuracy. It's better to address it head-on than to let him discover it later." Ellie quickly typed out the email, ensuring the tone was respectful and apologetic. yet confident. She attached the correct report and showed it to Olivia. Olivia read it, her hands trembling. It's good, but what if he's already seen the first one? Then he'll see our swift correction, Ellie reiterated. Trust me, this is the best course of action. With a deep breath, Olivia clicked send on the correction email. The next hour was agonizing. Then, Mr. Thorne's phone rang. He listened for a moment, then a relieved smile spread across his face. Mr. Vance just called, he announced, looking at Olivia and Ellie. He received the corrected report, said he appreciated our immediate attention to detail and our commitment to accuracy. He was actually quite impressed by the swift follow-up. The deal is still on track. Olivia stared at Ellie, a profound look of gratitude and shock on her face. Ellie, you saved me. You saved the deal. Ellie simply offered a small, knowing smile. We're a team, Olivia, and accuracy is always paramount. The incident was a turning point. Olivia Hayes, the aloof project manager, finally saw beyond Ellie's size. She saw the calm under pressure, the strategic thinking, the unwavering commitment to the company's success. She saw a true professional. If Ellie's ability to turn a crisis into a testament to professionalism is inspiring you, please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your engagement helps us continue to share these powerful and uplifting stories. The perception of Ellie Vance at Thorne Innovations was slowly but surely shifting. She was no longer just the plus-size secretary who was good at what she did. She was Eleanor Vance, the indispensable executive assistant, the problem solver, the mentor, the calm in the storm. Her quiet competence had begun to chip away at the ingrained biases, proving that true professionalism was about substance, not superficiality. Julian Thorne, in a private conversation with Dan Carter, reflected on Ellie's impact. Dan, he said, Ellie Vance has proven to be one of the most valuable assets this company has ever hired. Her ability to anticipate, to organize, to troubleshoot, and to manage crises is simply unparalleled. She's not just an assistant. She's an operational backbone. Dan nodded enthusiastically. She's saved us countless hours and a significant amount of money with the expense system alone. And her mentorship of Sophia has created a new level of efficiency in the administrative team. Ellie knew the corporate world still had a long way to go in truly embracing diversity beyond superficial quotas. She knew there would always be new battles to fight, new perceptions to challenge, but she had found her place, not by conforming to an image, but by excelling in her own authentic way. She had built trust, solved problems, and carried the company through its toughest days, proving that true professionalism was measured by impact, not by appearance. As she sat at her desk, meticulously organizing Mr. Thorne's upcoming international travel itinerary, Sophia Rodriguez approached her, a confident smile on her face. Ellie, Sophia said, I just handled a tricky client call, just like you taught me, de-escalated the situation and got them the information they needed. Thanks to you. Ellie smiled, a warm, genuine smile that reached her eyes. That's excellent, Sophia. I knew you had it in you. She looked out at the bustling office, the city skyline stretching beyond the glass walls. She knew she didn't have a model's body, but she was the best at what she did. And in the quiet, unwavering strength of her competence, she was redefining what true professionalism looked like. One meticulously handled task, one solved problem, one empowered colleague at a time. The fortress of superficiality at Thorne Innovations was slowly but surely crumbling, replaced by a foundation built on true merit and an unyielding heart. The subtle shift in perception at Thorne Innovations had solidified into an undeniable reality. Eleanor Ellie Vance was no longer just the plus-size secretary. She was the linchpin, the quiet force that held the intricate machinery of the company together. Her desk, once a mere administrative outpost, had become a nexus of solutions, a place where problems went to be untangled and strategies were quietly refined. Julian Thorne, the CEO, now openly championed her, often citing her contributions in executive meetings, much to the quiet astonishment of some and the growing admiration of others. Ellie's role had expanded far beyond the traditional scope of an executive assistant. She was now a de facto project manager for internal initiatives, a mentor to junior staff, and a trusted advisor to Mr. Thorne on operational efficiency. Her success with the expense reporting system had led to her overseeing the overhaul of several other outdated internal processes, each time delivering streamlined solutions that saved the company significant time and money. Sofia Rodriguez, the junior assistant Ellie had mentored, had blossomed under her guidance. Sofia was now confidently managing the troubleshooting for the new expense system and had taken on more complex administrative tasks, mirroring Ellie's meticulous approach. "Ellie," Sofia said one morning, her eyes bright, "Mr. Thorne just asked me to draft a memo for the entire department. I used your template for clear communication. He said it was perfect." Ellie smiled, a genuine warmth radiating from her. "That's fantastic, Sofia. You're truly finding your stride. Remember, clarity and precision are your best tools." The change in Marcus Sterling, the marketing executive, was also remarkable. He now treated Ellie with genuine respect, often seeking her out for advice on logistical challenges for major campaigns. "Ellie, you have a sixth sense for potential disasters," he admitted one day, laughing. "How do you always see the problems before they even happen?" "Experience, Marcus," Ellie replied, "and a deep understanding of how all the pieces fit together. If you know the whole puzzle, you can spot the missing piece before it's lost." However, not everyone embraced Ellie's rising star. Ms. Olivia Hayes, the project manager, remained a persistent undercurrent of resistance. While the incident with the client proposal had forced her to acknowledge Ellie's competence, a deep-seated resentment simmered beneath her polished exterior. Olivia, who had always valued appearances and outward displays of success, struggled to reconcile Ellie's quiet, unassuming presence with her undeniable influence. She saw Ellie's expanding role as a threat to her own standing, a challenge to the corporate hierarchy she believed in. Cassie Bell, the HR manager, found herself in a complex position. While her reports on Ellie were exemplary, she still grappled with the image aspect. Thorne Innovations was preparing for a major public relations push, aiming to attract top talent and secure new, high-profile investors. Cassie was tasked with ensuring the company's public face was impeccable, and in her traditional view, Ellie didn't quite fit the glossy brochure image. If Ellie's growing influence and the subtle resistance she faces are keeping you engaged, please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your engagement helps us continue to share these powerful and uplifting stories. The company was gearing up for its annual Innovate and Connect Summit, a high-profile event designed to showcase Thorne Innovations' latest advancements and attract new partnerships. It was a crucial event, demanding flawless execution. Julian Thorne, recognizing Ellie's unparalleled organizational skills, tasked her with overseeing the entire logistical operation, from venue coordination to speaker schedules, from catering to technical support. It was a massive undertaking, far beyond the scope of any executive assistant. "Ellie," Mr. Thorne had said, his trust in her absolute, "I need this summit to be perfect. You have a knack for anticipating every detail. I'm putting you in charge of all the operational aspects. Work with Marcus for marketing, but the execution is yours." Ellie accepted the challenge with her usual calm determination. She knew this was her biggest test yet, a chance to prove her worth on a grand public scale. She immediately assembled a small team, including Sofia, and began to meticulously plan every aspect of the summit. Olivia Hayes, however, saw this as an opportunity. She believed Ellie, with her unconventional appearance and lack of executive presence, would falter under the public spotlight. Olivia, who had always aspired to lead such high-profile events, felt overlooked and resentful. She began to subtly undermine Ellie, questioning her decisions in team meetings, suggesting alternative approaches that were often more complex or less practical, and spreading whispers about Ellie's lack of experience in public-facing roles. "Are you sure Ellie can handle this, Mr. Thorne?" Olivia had casually remarked to Julian Thorne one afternoon, feigning concern. "It's a very high-profile event. The optics are crucial." Julian Thorne, however, was unwavering. "Ellie Vance has proven her capabilities time and again, Olivia. I have complete faith in her. Her focus is on flawless execution, which is precisely what we need." Ellie, aware of Olivia's subtle machinations, chose to ignore them. She focused on her work, letting her results speak for themselves. She worked tirelessly, often staying late, meticulously reviewing every contract, every schedule, every contingency plan. She anticipated every potential hiccup, from a speaker's dietary restrictions to a last-minute technical glitch, and had a solution ready before the problem even arose. One evening, as Ellie was finalizing the seating arrangements for the VIP dinner, She noticed a critical error in the catering order that Olivia's team had submitted weeks ago. A key investor, Mr. Robert "Rob" Maxwell, the same client Ellie had previously de-escalated, had a severe nut allergy, but the menu included several nut-based dishes for the VIP table. It was a potentially catastrophic oversight. Ellie immediately contacted the catering company, working late into the night to revise the menu and ensure a completely nut-free option for Mr. Maxwell and his table, without causing a disruption or drawing attention to the error. She handled it discreetly, efficiently, and without fanfare. If Ellie's meticulous planning and ability to avert potential disasters are impressing you, please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your engagement helps us continue to share these powerful and uplifting stories. The Innovate and Connect Summit arrived, a whirlwind of activity and high expectations. The venue, a grand convention center, buzzed with energy. Industry leaders, potential investors, and media representatives filled the halls. Julian Thorne was everywhere, greeting guests, delivering keynote speeches, and showcasing Thorne Innovation's vision. Behind the scenes, Ellie was the calm at the center of the storm. Dressed in a sharp professional pantsuit that exuded quiet authority, she moved with her characteristic deliberate grace, a headset discreetly in place. She was everywhere, yet seemingly nowhere, a silent conductor orchestrating a flawless symphony. When a last-minute speaker cancellation threatened to derail a key panel, Ellie, without hesitation, had a backup plan ready, seamlessly integrating a pre-recorded segment and a live Q&A with another expert. When a technical issue briefly caused the main screen to flicker during Mr. Thorne's keynote, Ellie's team, under her calm direction, resolved it within seconds, so smoothly that most attendees barely noticed. During the VIP dinner, Mr. Robert Maxwell, the investor with the nut allergy, approached Ellie. "Ms. Vance," he said, a warm smile on his face, "I wanted to personally thank you. The attention to detail with my dietary restrictions is truly commendable. It's rare to find such personalized care at an event of this scale. It speaks volumes about Thorne Innovations." Ellie simply smiled. "It's our pleasure, Mr. Maxwell. Ensuring our guests' comfort and safety is always our priority." Olivia Hayes, who had been observing the interaction from a distance, saw the genuine appreciation in Mr. Maxwell's eyes. She also saw Ellie's quiet confidence, her effortless command of the situation. The realization hit her. Ellie hadn't just managed the event, she had elevated it, and she had done so with a grace and professionalism that transcended any superficial judgment. The summit was a resounding success. Julian Thorne received accolades from industry peers and secured several promising new partnerships. In his closing remarks, he made a point of publicly acknowledging Ellie. "I want to extend my deepest gratitude to the person who truly made this event possible," Mr. Thorne announced, his voice ringing with sincerity. "My executive assistant, Eleanor Vance. Her meticulous planning, her unwavering dedication, and her unparalleled ability to anticipate and solve every challenge ensured that Innovate and Connect was not just a success, but a triumph. Ellie, please stand." Ellie, initially hesitant, stood, a blush rising on her cheeks as the entire room erupted in applause. She met Julian Thorne's gaze, a silent acknowledgement of their shared journey. She had proven her worth, not just to him, but to an entire industry. If Ellie's public recognition and her triumph at the summit are making you cheer, please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your engagement helps us continue to share these powerful and uplifting stories. In the days following the summit, the atmosphere at Thorne Innovations shifted dramatically. Ellie was no longer just respected, she was celebrated. Colleagues sought her advice, not just for work-related issues, but sometimes for personal guidance. Sophia looked at her with unadulterated admiration. Marcus Sterling joked that Ellie should run the company. Even Olivia Hayes approached Ellie's desk, a rare, genuine smile on her face. "Ellie," Olivia began, her voice softer than usual, I owe you an apology. I was wrong about you. I let my own preconceived notions cloud my judgment. You are truly exceptional. And thank you for handling the catering issue so discreetly. You saved me from a huge embarrassment." Ellie met Olivia's gaze, a warmth in her eyes. "We all make mistakes, Olivia. What matters is how we learn from them. And we're a team." Olivia nodded, a newfound respect evident in her expression. The wall between them had finally crumbled. Cassie Bell, the HR manager, also sought out Ellie. "Ellie," Cassie said, her voice filled with a sincerity Ellie hadn't heard before, "I've been reflecting a lot. Your performance at the summit, your impact on our internal processes, your mentorship of Sophia. It's undeniable. You've redefined what we look for in leadership. I'm putting together a proposal for a new senior management role, Director of Operations and Strategic Initiatives. I believe you are the ideal candidate." Ellie was stunned. A director role. It was a monumental leap, a recognition of her true value, not just her administrative skills. It was a testament to her unwavering belief in herself and her refusal to be defined by superficialities. She knew she didn't have a model's body, but she was the best at what she did. And in the quiet strength of her competence, her dedication, and her unyielding heart, she had not only earned respect, but had fundamentally redefined what true professionalism looked like at Thorne Innovations. The company, once obsessed with appearances, was now building its future on the solid foundation of merit, talent, and the profound impact of an unseen architect. The battle for recognition was won, and Ellie Vance was ready to build a new legacy. The proposal for a new senior management role, Director of Operations and Strategic Initiatives, was not just a promotion, it was a seismic shift in the landscape of Thorne Innovations. For Eleanor "Ellie" Vance, it was the culmination of years of quiet dedication, a testament to her unwavering belief in her own capabilities, and a profound validation that true value transcended superficial appearances. The news, delivered by a genuinely impressed Cassie Bell, sent a ripple of excitement through Ellie, quickly followed by a deep sense of responsibility. This wasn't just about her anymore. It was about proving that a company could thrive by valuing substance over image, by fostering a culture where merit truly reigned supreme. Ellie accepted the position with her characteristic calm resolve. Her transition into the director role was seamless, a testament to her meticulous planning and deep understanding of Thorne Innovations' inner workings. Her new office, larger and with a view of the bustling city, felt less like a symbol of status and more like a strategic command center. She approached her new responsibilities with the same methodical precision she applied to every task, but now with a broader scope and a more profound impact. Her first major initiative as director was to launch a company-wide operational excellence program. This wasn't just about cutting costs. It was about empowering employees, streamlining workflows, and fostering a culture of continuous improvement. She held workshops, listened to feedback from every department, and implemented solutions that were practical, user-friendly, and genuinely improved productivity. She championed the use of intuitive software, invested in comprehensive training, and created open channels for feedback and innovation. Julian Thorne, the CEO, watched Ellie's leadership unfold with growing admiration. He saw how she inspired confidence, how she brought disparate teams together, and how her solutions were always grounded in a deep understanding of human behavior as much as technical efficiency. He often found himself reflecting on his initial skepticism, a quiet shame coloring his thoughts. He had almost missed out on one of his company's greatest assets because of his own ingrained biases. He made a conscious effort to publicly praise Ellie, not just for her results, but for her character, subtly signaling a shift in the company's values from the top down. Cassie Bell, the HR manager, became one of Ellie's staunchest allies, working closely with Ellie on the Operational Excellence program. Cassie witnessed firsthand the transformative power of Ellie's approach. She saw how Ellie's inclusive leadership style, her focus on clear communication, and her genuine care for employee well-being led to higher morale and lower turnover rates. Cassie, once focused on external image, began to champion internal diversity and inclusion initiatives, advocating for blind resume reviews and training programs designed to mitigate unconscious bias in hiring. She often cited Ellie as the living embodiment of why such changes were critical. "Ellie," Cassie confided one afternoon, "you've opened my eyes. I used to think a certain look was essential for corporate success. I was so wrong. Your impact here is undeniable, and it's forcing me to rethink everything about how we identify and nurture talent." If Ellie's leadership and the positive changes she's bringing to Thorne Innovations are inspiring you, please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your engagement helps us continue to share these powerful and uplifting stories. The most profound transformation, however, was perhaps in Olivia Hayes. After the summit, Olivia had approached Ellie with genuine humility, and that humility had grown into a deep respect. Olivia, who had always been driven by ambition and a desire for recognition, began to see the true meaning of leadership through Ellie's example. She saw that influence wasn't about being the loudest or the most visible, but about building trust, empowering others, and consistently delivering results with integrity. Olivia frequently sought Ellie's advice, not just on project management, but on navigating office politics, on fostering team collaboration, and even on personal development. Ellie, in turn, became a patient and insightful mentor, guiding Olivia to channel her ambition into constructive leadership. Olivia, once a source of subtle resistance, became a vocal advocate for Ellie's initiatives, often defending her decisions in meetings and praising her contributions to other colleagues. "Ellie," Olivia admitted one day, a rare vulnerability in her voice, "I used to resent you. I saw you as a threat because you didn't fit my narrow idea of what success looked like. But you've taught me that true strength isn't about fitting in. It's about standing out for the right reasons. Thank you for not giving up on me." Ellie simply smiled, a knowing warmth in her eyes. "We all have blind spots, Olivia. What matters is the willingness to see beyond them." Sofia Rodriguez, under Ellie's continued mentorship, flourished into an exceptionally capable and confident professional. She was promoted to a senior administrative role, managing a team of her own, and often found herself echoing Ellie's advice to her own mentees. She embodied the new generation of Thorne Innovations employees, skilled, confident, and deeply committed to a culture of merit and respect. "Ellie," Sofia said during a coffee break, "I wouldn't be where I am today without you. You taught me that it's okay to take your time to do things right, that attention to detail is a superpower, and that your worth isn't defined by what others see on the surface." Ellie's impact wasn't just internal. Thorne Innovations began to gain external recognition not only for its innovative products, but also for its progressive workplace culture. Industry publications featured articles on the company's improved employee satisfaction, its commitment to diversity, and its remarkable operational efficiency. The Vance model of operational excellence, as it became known internally, was even presented at industry conferences, with Ellie herself often leading the discussions. If the positive ripple effect of Ellie's leadership and the growth of her mentees are inspiring you, please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your engagement helps us continue to share these powerful and uplifting stories. One particularly significant moment came when Thorne Innovations was nominated for the prestigious Innovator of the Year award, largely due to its groundbreaking software and its newly lauded corporate culture. The award ceremony was a glittering affair, attended by industry titans and media. Julian Thorne was scheduled to accept the award, but in a powerful gesture, he insisted that Ellie stand beside him on stage. As they stood under the bright lights, the applause echoing through the grand ballroom, Julian Thorne addressed the audience. "Tonight, we are honored to receive this award," he began, his voice resonating with genuine emotion. "But this award is not just for our technology, it is for our people. And there is one person, in particular, who has fundamentally reshaped our understanding of what it means to innovate, not just in products, but in people and culture." He turned to Ellie, a proud smile on his face. "When Eleanor Vance first joined Thorne Innovations, I admit, I had my reservations. I, like many, was caught in the trap of superficial judgment. I saw what she wasn't, rather than what she truly was. But Ellie, with her unwavering competence, her quiet strength, and her profound dedication, taught me a vital lesson. She taught me that true professionalism has no size, no shape, no predetermined image. It is built on skill, integrity, and the ability to make a tangible, positive impact." He placed a hand on Ellie's shoulder. "Ellie, you said to me once, 'I know I don't have a model's body, but I'm the best at what I do.' Tonight, I stand before you all to say, she was right. And because of her, Thorne Innovations is not just a better company, it is a more human company. She didn't just earn our respect, she redefined what true professionalism looks like for all of us." The audience erupted in a standing ovation, not just for the company, but for Ellie. She stood tall, her eyes shining, a quiet triumph in her heart. She had faced the unspoken judgments, the subtle biases, and had emerged victorious, not by changing who she was, but by steadfastly proving her worth. What an incredible moment of recognition for Ellie. If her journey to redefine professionalism is moving you, please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your engagement helps us continue to share these powerful and uplifting stories. Years passed. Thorne Innovations continued to flourish, becoming a beacon of innovation and an exemplar of progressive workplace culture. The Vance model was now deeply embedded in its DNA, influencing everything from hiring practices to leadership development. Ellie, now a respected figure in the tech industry, continued to lead with her characteristic blend of quiet competence and profound empathy. She was a sought-after speaker, sharing her story and advocating for merit-based systems that looked beyond superficialities. Her office remained a hub of activity, but it was also a place of mentorship and inspiration. Sofia Rodriguez was now a rising star in her own right, leading her own department. Olivia Hayes had become a highly respected project director, known for her collaborative leadership and her fierce advocacy for her teams. Marcus Sterling had found new depth in his marketing strategies, incorporating the human element that Ellie had always championed. One quiet afternoon, Ellie sat at her desk, looking out at the city skyline, the same skyline she had navigated with quiet determination all those years ago. A new junior assistant, a young woman named Chloe, approached her desk, a nervous energy about her. "Ms. Vance," Chloe began, "I just had an interview for a new role and I felt like they were judging me before I even spoke. Like I didn't fit the image they wanted." Ellie looked at Chloe, a gentle, understanding smile on her face. She saw a reflection of her younger self, facing the same unspoken battles. She leaned forward, her voice soft but firm. "Chloe," Ellie said, "the world will always have its preconceived notions. Some people will always see the cover before they read the book. But your job, your most important job, is to know the value of your own story, to cultivate your skills, to lead with integrity, and to let your actions speak louder than any superficial judgment." She paused, her gaze sweeping over the bustling, diverse office, a testament to the culture she had helped build. "I know I don't have a model's body," Ellie said, her voice steady, echoing the words she had once spoken in defiance. "But I'm the best at what I do, and I proved it, not by changing who I was, but by being relentlessly, authentically myself. You do the same, Chloe. Build trust, solve problems, and carry your company through its toughest days. In the end, you won't just earn respect. You'll redefine what true professionalism looks like for everyone around you." Chloe listened, her eyes widening with understanding, a newfound resolve hardening her gaze. Ellie smiled, knowing that the seeds of change, once planted by her own unyielding heart, would continue to grow, transforming not just Thorne Innovations, but the very definition of success itself. The fortress of superficiality had crumbled, replaced by a foundation built on merit, compassion, and the profound, undeniable power of being truly, authentically, the best at what you do. What an incredibly inspiring and powerful conclusion to Ellie's journey. If her story of unwavering competence, resilience, and redefining professionalism has touched your heart, please show your support. Hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs a dose of inspiration, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more powerful and uplifting stories like this one. Your engagement helps us continue to create content that celebrates the human spirit. Thank you for watching.